Poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Sick tricks I'm doing. Alright. We always gotta push it first. So as crazy as you can get, you cannot take down the kite.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband.
We don't need a stepmom.
You may kiss the bride.
I had a stepmom that was verbally abusive and kind of a bitch. I still hate her to this day. For being real about stuff, which I like to think we are. Pre-dive bomber? Is that what we're waiting for? No.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh yeah, pop it off. Yeah, kid.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
They didn't go in the tent yet, though. Oh, here it comes. Oh, that's why there's chairs in the trees, probably.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
So I guess you got hurricaned away?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So 3 left? Wait, so you figure... So grandma's going to be a big one, right? Because... Or great-grandma? Because obviously she loves her a lot. Her mom, I would assume, is going to be a big one. And then we have a 11-year-old brother. And a 22-year-old brother. Okay.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
I don't know...
At
I
the
know why...
time, it was as far away as she could get.
I know why you would do it, but at 5.5 months pregnant, I don't think rock climbing is the best idea. In case you fall, to be honest. Our buddy said...
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
I always thought those flower things were cool.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Oh, yeah. Sky's still pretty nice. He made solar panels before they were
When
cool,
my dad
probably.
died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
I guess so they kept adding on whenever the kids came home? They put, like,
And for a while, things were good.
a tower?
Almost normal.
Like, this is part of the tower, right?
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Yeah, okay.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
It's unintentionally creepy outside. I feel safer, at least in these random rooms.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
However good or bad they might be.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Ready? That's interesting.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So they have his death date form in the family tree, just not anywhere else.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
His disappearance is interesting then. Based off his little book.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Come on. Maybe not so much the castle part. I really want to, if someday, when I have a big boy house, instead of my little boy house I have right now, I want a sweet outside room like that, where I can just chill with the tree, and be happy, like zen out. I kind of feel like that back down is not the answer to. No, I couldn't do it before, so I guess so. They have emergency evacuations for their house. That's crazy. I guess it's that big that you have to? Exercises. It's kind of interesting that even though the entire house is like glued shut, there's ways through every room in this house. She's flying somewhere. I kind of feel like I'm lost
Instead
now.
of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Is that just triggering because I walked back through here? Okay, I kind of feel like I shouldn't have turned around like that because there hasn't really been a ton of backtracking. So, we'll be right back once I get unlost. So apparently there's a door here that I missed. Right outside of here, you probably saw it. I did not.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
It looks badass. Who doesn't like a good freaking blacklight? Oh, that's not the way into his room. Might have been at one point. Not the moment. Yeah. It's probably a hookah, it's fine.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Maybe smoke. Oh, yeah, okay, he was smoking weed. Got a fake video game controller. Got the green. Get crazy movies. Unreal movies. Wait, that's real. Oliver Twist is real. Oh, they're all real books. Through the Looking Glasses. Freaking, you know what it is. Come on. Wuthering Heights is a real book. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. I actually have that book. I started reading it a little while ago. Real books. Cool. Alright, he's a gamer nerd. Got his energy drinks. Got his meds. Got his WASDs all lit up for him. Mom Finch from Greater Seattle Institute of Psychology. So that's a pretty sweet logo they have.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, I'm a fish chopper
He
now.
kept working at the cannery,
Left, right,
but he
chop.
withdrew past himself.
Up, left, right, chop.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Yanto.
wander.
Oh, wait. So I'm controlling the wizard with my left hand, left thumb, and my hand with the over here. Okay.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
He's gonna cut his hand off, isn't he?
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
That's cool.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Ooh, fancy now.
I worried about him then,
Isometric.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss,
We're losing something here.
but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
Okay, this is getting bigger than it was
seemed
before.
very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band,
What imagination on this kid.
and he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
The fish monster.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
That's true.
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Dun, 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 dun.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
That was Mario, man. Alright, guys, go down the fish aisle here.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
My fish chopping still.
St. Louis.
Ha!
He
My
started
fish-
drifting away from our reality.
My fish chopping skills are still on point. Just noticed that.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Mom, I'm trying to cut the fish.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Queen's gonna be a badass.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her
Ooh, ejected a serpent.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Alright, this is full blown now, because I can't see the chopper anymore. And the fish are just like disappearing.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
That's
And then
interesting.
it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
We're getting out of here, man. Let's look at 3DS.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
This is gross. I guess this is really what it's like. This is gross, though. Do I have feet? I do.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh, it's me, right? Never been doing anything, man.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
That's a good job, though.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yay! Clap those cymbals, homie. Yeah.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
My sister the cat, kind of. Or my mom the cat, kind of. Aunt the cat, kind of.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
I don't know about this.
Bend down his head.
Yep. Got fish chopped.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.